Brought to you by Penguin.
Last Orders by Denzil Meyrick, read by David Monteath. Prologue. The cemetery at Kinloch seemed chilly on the best of days. Cold winds from the Sound funnelled out onto the loch, past the island that stood at its head, to tug at black ties, thinning hair, mourning dresses and widow's weeds alike. Still the community came to say goodbye, a last fond farewell to a man they'd known as intimately as if he were one of their own family. They gathered to mourn the loss of a soul, ready to be cast into eternity by means of a wooden box and a gaping hole in the ground. This day was no different from so many sad occasions of its kind. Or perhaps it was. The corpse in the sleek hearse, adorned with a large wreath rendered in the shape of a fish, had been a firm friend to most. A listening ear in times of trouble, and a teller of tales tall enough to pass a long night at the roaring fire of any Kinloch hostelry. Some were in awe of the man, so expansive, warm in his personal dealings, only rarely a note of admonition, of dire warning. Even the silent voices of the interred at this depository of the dead joined in the lamentation, though only those who had a particular gift could hear their ghostly whispers from beyond death's great chasm. The very fabric of this old cemetery, they said, unlike others, was the thinnest of places, where this world all but touched the next. They huddled round the grave of one of Kinloch's legends, found dead in the streets of the town he had graced with his presence for so long. Young, old, man, woman, and child alike had tears brimming in their eyes as the solemn undertaker and his men removed the coffin from the hearse and went about the business of preparing it to be lowered down. One woman, a niece of the deceased, cried out as the polished wood encasement of eternity was placed above the grave on a pair of stout wooden sleepers, its occupant now truly hovering betwixt this world and the next. Tradition dictated that red winding cords attached at equidistant points around the casket be allotted to the selected mourners. Their numbers called out in order of seniority, the deceased's closest relative taking the first, followed by other family members, friends and former colleagues. The symbolism of each bearing the weight of one so close as he made his final journey lost on nobody. One day it would be them. Perhaps one of the people standing round this very tomb, with the tight red winds of wool, would do the same job for them.
"I hate this," said Brian Scott. "My father always cried his eyes out at funerals. I'm the same."
"Pull yourself together, Brian," said Jim Daley, standing tall, barely fitting into the suit trousers he was wearing. "We're representing Police Scotland, remember? Wouldn't do for you to lose your dignity, would it?"
"Not as though you've ever done that before."
He smiled. "But I know how you feel. I hate it too."
"Where's Lizzie? I thought she was coming."
Daley shrugged his broad shoulders. "She couldn't face it. Always says she'll be lowered down herself soon enough without having to take in a rehearsal. It's her usual mantra when she's in bad trim. Her mother's the same."
"She's still in the doldrums, then?"
"Yep." Daley's expression was one of resigned acceptance. The undertaker's voice was a counterpoint to their whispered conversation, as he shouted out each chord number like a roll call.
"Number 4, take your place, please."
His cry echoed from the hills that huddled round the cemetery, watching over, embracing the dead of the town. A piper standing on a rise began the heart-breakingly beautiful lament, "Flowers of the Forest." To any Scotsman alive, and quite likely many dead, the skirl of this tune induced every soul present to shudder at the pain of loss, the exquisite sadness of final parting, thoughts of their own mortality never far away.
"Number 5, please."
The call was slow, precise. An expectant silence descended over the mourners.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?